Hello there everybody and welcome to my review for No Man's Sky. In this video I want to answer the question, is this actually a good game or is it not? As it is one of those games that had a very rough start, it had a lot of redeeming stories to it, yet still it stands at a mostly positive rating, only very positive at some times, so yeah, what's all the fuss about it? I'm going to go over what the game's all about, the good, the bad, and the summary at the end, but if you come for a quick answer to the question, yes, it's a very good game. But it is a jack-of-all-trades and master-of-nothing game, and therefore, if you're looking for anything that is super deep, complex, or whatever, like, if these words are tickling your fancy, No Man's Sky might become a little bit boring quickly for you. That is all I can say. Everything else, it's a majestic, wonderful game, and I'm going to explain to you why. So, in the basics, it is an open-world space sandbox game. It has an enormous procedural generated amount of content. Every single planet out there is explorable. When you check out this, well, this is the galaxy as we know it. You know, do you see that thing in the upper right corner? That little yellow blob? That's me. And if I manage to make it into the center of this thing, I will be jumping into the next universe, which is exactly as big as this one, with 254 more of these. Mind you that every single light that you see on my screen is a system that you can enter that has 2 to 6 planets and probably a space station. All of it procedurally generated content, which you can enter, interact with, build a base on, do whatever you want. It's a ginormously big universe. So it's all procedurally generated with a few handcrafted bits and bobs in between, but I dare say 99.9% of that galaxy out there is procedurally generated. The game has tons of features. You see me currently cruising a spaceship. There is lots of spaceships out there. This is only mine currently. You can buy tons of spaceships. You can build tons of spaceships. You have a freighter. You can build freighters. You can have a fleet. You can build planetary bases. You can go fishing, as with the newest update that is. You can run a colony. You can do an industrial complex. Man, you can do so many things in this game, and the best part is every single world is a little bit different than the other. There's gameplay elements that include scanning animals and analyzing flora and minerals. There's a lot to discover, and each and every planet is different in that regard. Your progression is made in different currencies. There's units, which you use to pay stuff with. There's nanites, which is usually used for high-tech stuff. There's quicksilver for the multiplayer components, and a lot of other resources you use to craft. These make all your progression, and you just go around, gather stuff, explore the world, gather units, nanites, and technology units to unlock new things for your base. Learn languages from the aliens. Oh man, there's so many things to do in this game that I hardly get them all together without boring you. So, what's good about this game, except for the fact that you already noticed that it has a lot of features to discover? It is very easy to get into. That is truly one of the very first things that I want to stress out. This game is really not hard to pick up. You just get into your spaceship. If you notice that this planet that you landed on is really horrible, then you hold down the W button for the takeoff, and just like that, hold down Shift, you are in space. It is very simple. Most of the controls of this game are very easy to pick up, very easy to understand, and it's all very nicely documented at the same time. So you really won't struggle too much with understanding how the features work, and that is really something that I want to point out as an excellent feature of this game. I am playing this thing since years, and I never had any issues remembering any of the controls because it's all very intuitive. Then, the next point, the assets of the game are stunningly good looking. Sure, nowadays, with newer engines, the stuff that you see on those planets can look a little bit dated, but altogether the developers behind the game are really working hard on making the game look better. The cloud systems have been reworked recently. We have now weather and all manner of different wonderful things happening on the planets. it is really cool. So the stuff to look at in this game is really a lot, and I play No Man's Sky often just to unwind myself, to just wander around, land on some planets, scan them, earn some money, and before I know, an hour or so is gone, and I really feel relaxed by doing so, because it's just colors, shapes, pleasant things to look at, more or less. Depends on the aliens you encounter. Some planets are real nightmarish hellscapes. There's a lot to discover, and I really like that. Also, the game, like I gleaned already, has lots of features. Like I already mentioned, there's really so much to do in this game. Sure, most features are not nearly half as deep as I'd wanted them to be, but at the other end, there's still really a lot to do and a lot to discover. The community also, you can play this multiplayer, like I said, is a very, very positive bunch. I must really point that out. When you want to, you can turn off multiplayer in the options. I am a loner. I am always running without multiplayer support. But let me tell you one thing. You gotta be careful about only one thing when you're going into the multiplayer hub when you're a newbie. That nobody ruins your progression by dumping a bajillion of units into your inventory and wishing you a nice day. That's the kind of pranks people play to you in this game. It's pretty cool. There's also handcrafted expeditions from time to time, which basically are a fixed storyline that you can follow. They are time-based, they have unique rewards, and they bring in a breath of fresh air into this procedural desert that sometimes might bore you a little bit. So altogether, there's really a lot of good things going on. I could go on for, I think, at least 30 to 50 minutes more about all the good things that you can find. So let's talk about the other things. What's bad about this game? So, like I already mentioned, there is a distinct lack of depth in this game at many ends. So for example, check this plant out. It's a hazardous piece of flora. It's pretty cool as it can bite you, but you can also pick its fruit in the center to grab some oxygen. Or you can just laser it down to grab some oxygen. Or do both for more oxygen. So far, pretty cool, eh? But the problem starts when I tell you that this type of hostile plant is on all planets out there. It's the same on all worlds. There's 3 templates for hostile plant life out there, and that's that. Nobody knows why, with all the procedural generated stuff that is going out there. That's not coming together. This is only one example. Crafting could be deeper. Shipbuilding, ship crafting, there's all these things that are present. In my humble opinion, as a sandbox nerd that I am, I always left with a little bit of a taste of, couldn't we take it a little bit further? Couldn't we make it a little bit more complicated, a little bit more parts to work with? But yeah, that's one aftertaste that No Man's Sky has on many, many ends. Also, it doesn't feature enough different worlds. There are, by now, there's a higher diversity than before. In the past, we've had way less worlds still, but it's still like the planets don't have many biomes. There's only a low amount of different biomes on every planet. There's a mountainous biome, a subterranean biome, a foresty biome, a plains biome, and a shoreline biome, and that's that. They are... This would be okay if they wouldn't be so flippin' similar to each other, so that once you knew a couple of these layouts, you will notice them again and again. The plants and the animals and everything is unique-ish enough, even though procedurally generated, to really be good. Over the years this came together, that is. It wasn't like that from the start, but they managed. But yeah, just the lack of different planet types and biomes is something that I must criticize still. As of now, there is a amount of very well worked out biomes, like planets like 6 different, like Paradise Planet, Desert Planet, Ice Planet, Toxic Planet, Radioactive Planet, and so on and so forth. They have a really nice variety. Then there's a couple of anomaly planets, which are really, really flippin' weird. Like there's bubble creatures and lots of other things that make sense in the story still, let me say as much. And yeah, that's that. There could be really much more in a universe that has, if I remember correctly, over a quintillion different planets out there. So that is something I gotta say. It's a bit of a letdown, but it's something being worked on. Then base building. Base building is something where I gotta say, it's really hard to build something that looks nice. It's not hard to build something functional, don't get me wrong. Building functional bases isn't difficult at all. The modular system that you got here has become really good over the years. But yeah, building something beautiful is really difficult. For one, the system itself with how it snaps pieces together and all is difficult, but also the terrain sometimes just randomly grows over your bottom, over your floor plates, and sometimes bases even got deleted in the past. Wild things have happened, and altogether building something beautiful is hard. Not impossible, but much harder than in other games like these, and it is a little bit annoying that this is the case. And lastly, I gotta say, there's a distinct lack of late game activities. Sure, you can go for a very big hunt for all of the cooking ingredients or all the new fish that have been implemented with the Aquarius update. Sure, that it's not as if there's nothing to do, but at some point you will notice that there's only a few late game materials to craft, and these are only crafted to be sold again for more money, which you will eventually almost not need anymore. This is something, well, you gotta make yourself your own goal, you know, the journey is the reward with this game. This is something that that I really criticized to some degree, but it's also pretty cool as the game is very accessible in that regard. But more about that in a hot minute. And the last complaint, I know I already said the last, but I just realized that I missed out one really important thing. It can be sometimes terribly hard to find what you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for a planet, a paradise-ish planet with green meadows, a turquoise ocean, and some flippin' birds on it, good luck finding that. It might be really hard to find exactly the planet that you're looking for, or exactly the spaceship that you're looking for. So ideally, you play the game as it comes, and you say goodbye to thoughts like, I'm finding exactly this one combination. Can be really hard in the swamp of endless procedurally generated things. The community is very nice, as every system's coordinates can be shared. So the place that I am at, I just would need to build a portal here, and then I could share the glyphs with you, and you could be on the exactly same planet as I am here right now. Just that is happening, and people are sharing things. Anyways, that's pretty much all the bad things that I can say. It is what it is. So I get into the summary with the notion that, I repeat, this is a jack of all trades and master of nothing game. There's literally no part of the gameplay where I would say, yeah man, No Man's Sky is ages ahead of its competition. If anything, it's the accessibility of the game where No Man's Sky is killing it. That is maybe its really biggest advantage, but apart from that, well, it is very cool, but it can grow old on you quite quick if you don't have any ideas what you want to do. But it is still one of the very best casual sandbox games out there that I know. And I gotta say, I gravitate back to it every now and then, all of the years. It is also a game that is constantly being expanded for free. Other companies would sell DLCs to you after 8 years of runtime. Not No Man's Sky. You get all the updates for free. You always get a new message about, hey, come on, check on by. The game has expanded, and it's a wonderful experience to have a company that doesn't shove it down your throat, asking constantly for more money. Instead, the game might be a little bit steep in the basic price, but it's on sale quite often, and yeah, it's aging like wine. That's what I can say. It's one of those very few games that's aging like wine. It becomes better and better the later you get onto the train, and yeah, that is really amazing. It is and stays a pretty casual experience, and I gotta say, maybe it is doomed to do that, because if you are operating like Hello Games are, if you are not selling the DLCs that you're producing, but instead giving them away for free, you must be running a game that is interesting for as many people as possible, and you only achieve that by sacrificing depth in for the sake of casual gameplay and easygoing experiences. This is the price that we have to pay, but I gotta say, I pay it gladly, and this is one of the games that I really love coming back into, unwinding myself while exploring some planet, thinking about things, or just trying to come down from a hard and exhaustive day. It's a wonderful game to do that. There's always something new to discover if you haven't played it all yet. There are so many things to discover. Alien languages, fishes, crafting recipes. If you haven't played it to death yet, there's, at this very point, if you're getting new into the game, there's really a boatload of things. And yeah. Is it a good game? Icon says yes. But it grows old quite quickly at times, and I gotta say, I put it down several times because I felt done with it, but I came back every now and then since many years now, because there's always been a new update that I wanted to check out, and the game has become better and better and better ever since. So yeah, it's a good game, but it has its quirks, it has its flaws, like many good games have. So thanks for watching this video, my friends. I hope you had a good time with it. I hope it helped you in answering the question. My personal verdict is always, try it out. There's a 2-hour refund window. If you don't like it, you can find it out during that time. And yeah, that's that. So drop me your comments. Let me know what you think about No Man's Sky. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Feel free to support the channel financially. There's links down there below, and it would be my pleasure if you check them out. And many thanks for all of you who are already supporting Icon Gaming. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, thanks for watching this video also. That's also very nice of you to stay until the very end of the video. I appreciate that, and I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.